Well, breaking news. As I stated, all of these guys, I showed everybody a very old investigation I covered during COVID-19. And now, following up on that, everything I've shared with everybody, especially on China-India drugs, this map, I've showed you all. Donald J. Trump has been slamming Canada on this over and over again. And guess what we get? We already knew Maxime Bernier. We already actually knew Pierre Poilievre, Justin Trudeau, and pretty much all sitting Liberals today, all sitting Conservatives today, busted in this, especially those in privy under former Prime Minister Harper, all busted in this. Folks, Donald J. Trump is President of the United States with the most powerful intelligence agencies in the world, bar nobody else. Maybe France, which is kind of funny in my NATO, but we'll be getting into that following what happens to me tomorrow in Toronto. And there's other media interviews I'm doing. It's already expanding as I expand people into media. And folks, it's all of them now. FBI, DEA, Homeland. I've tagged Dan Bondengo in this, who's going to be ascended after confirmation to Deputy Director of the FBI. And they're going to have all of these guys. Look at these names. Pierre Poilievre, Maxime Bernier, Justin Trudeau. This is breaking news now. Not for me, but it's confirmation. And everybody owes Donald J. Trump a huge apology. A huge apology. This guy, I've been kind of upset with the United States, thinking, like, why aren't they transferring into that portion of India? I've rolled this out for many months. Anyone who's been following me, I've nailed this to a T. All the drug dealing, opium wars 1 and 2, and how all of our Canadian politicians, 3 of our chartered banks, remember that word chartered? Chartered banks under the crown, all nailed in this, all under these jokers. Left, right, it all disappears with the crown. And it's not me going on a crazy, I wouldn't be in a NATO conference in Washington, D.C., me, and I'm there, if it wasn't because of this corruption and how sick it is. And Donald J. Trump tells you all, he says, I don't care about Pierre Poilievre, I don't even like him, he doesn't like me, we're not buddies, doesn't like any of these guys on any of this list, plus most of your sitting MPs in power today, especially if they were Privy Council, all of them are guilty. You can see their nay votes on the China-FIPA deal, as well as the corruption of Eastern India, a specific region, a target of our mass immigration. India is massive. It's a massive country, larger population soon to be than even China. China's still ahead of India now, but a close second is India. And when we take our immigration, we target these regions right here. Look at it. This is on the DEA. You can go on the DEA and they'll show you all this. It's been there for months. And now Donald J. Trump's following it up. He's hammering Canada, all your politicians. He says the only one he'll deal with is Mark Carney. Do you know why, Canadians? Is it because Donald J. Trump, America First, loves Liberals? Is it because he hates Conservatives? No, it's because they're all absolutely corrupt and involved in this. Our immigration, which is also the massive source of all opium crisis in the Western world today, the infection of the United States, right here, and there's Canada's immigration. Look at that. Not even a major of India. When you look at Hindus, the Pakistanis, not even Canada's #1 source of immigration. In fact, even though they're more than 95% of the India population, they represent 1% of Canada's immigration program. Yeah, Canada targets Opium Central for specific Sikhs and Muslims who are all literally involved in all of the opium trade in the world. worst of the worst, where there are no laws on those drugs, none whatsoever in those countries. Right here on the eastern edge of India, and right here just outside of Hong Kong and all around it, all tied to the UK Crown, all tied to 3 of our chartered banks that all operate in a massive scale in the United States on multiple banking districts. I made this video many, many months ago. I should have actually tagged Benjamin Ebley in this too. But this is out in the news today now. Pierre Poilievre took money, used the groups out of the fentanyl crisis area, and used them to campaign, raise funds for him, and raise India sponsorship right here in Canada. Again, 90% of the immigrants from these 2 key areas. This is all your politicians, all of them. And Maxime Bernier, I have his records. He signed, sealed, certified this as the Defense Minister of Canada under Stephen Harper. But this is Pierre today now. Even with all that corruption with China, communist China, now it's all the corruption in India. Everything you haven't been hearing in the news is now released now. There's not that Donald J. Trump likes Mark Carney. He doesn't. He's the only clean one out of the lot. And why? Because he hasn't even been elected to office yet. He hasn't even ascended to his office and turned out into that corruption. He's certainly not going to do it now. He is scared shitless. Excuse my language, but that's the reality. Just like our Canadian military, as I watched them get balled out of NATO by the United States. Our entire head of the military and all 3 of our generals, Air, Army, and absolute Navy, all 4 of them balled out. I was the only one who got to stay, and in fact, go with the USA delegation. Think about that. And I was the only one to honor the United States. I'm a regular, everyday Canadian. What separated me and why the United States was interested, because I'm 51st state, and I'm clean. Oh, and by the way, I have military and police clearance. And in fact, what's really funny here, when you think about how funny this is, I have more security and military clearance now than Hillary Clinton and Joe Biden. Think about that. That should alarm people, how evil this really is. And Canadians have no idea. And I see people going, who do you vote for? Who am I going to vote for? Well, you vote for these 3, which is basically liberal or conservative. Even NDP, they're there. I guarantee you. Jagmeet Singh, come on, everybody. And I hate to say that, but guess where he's from? Oh, yeah. Ooh, Khalistani independence. All that. Ooh, all in the fentanyl crisis. This is brutal Canadian truth. And Donald J. Trump isn't messing around. He's not messing around. So I'm going to jump behind. We're going to blow this up, let y'all have a good look at it. I published this just after Christmas for everybody. I did a detailed live. I think FB actually rolled that out, but the slideshow's still there. You'll find all the data there. The video's probably gone. But now this is breaking news. I'm going to read to you the article here. So like I said, everybody, when everyone's all mad at Trump and what's going on, he has good reason. And again, this is credible. That map that I give you here, this map, I pulled for you guys in January. I'm way ahead of this, way ahead of this. Anyone who's been following me, you knew all of this months ago. And it wasn't actually Donald J. Trump or GOP sporting it. But now CSIS releases it, and you guys understand what CSIS is. Canada's Central Intelligence Agency, the equivalent of USA's CIA. They have to tell you the truth. Now, legally, they can't arrest Pierre Poilievre, Maxime Bernier, or Justin Trudeau. By law, they're sworn to these Crown, who carry the title of PC, Privy Council, or in Justin Trudeau's higher authority was the Crown, was Prime Minister, forever PCC. So these people are untouchable. Now, they can tell on them and they can publish to all Canadians, but no law enforcement or no justice in Canada can hold these people to account. And you're voting on them, Canadians, all of you in the next election. I can't get on the ballot. 51st state can't get on the ballot because we'll remove a CA, CPA, or CMA's designation because they swore an oath to get their charter, right? It's go with the crown or be damned. But yet these guys are all involved with foreign interference run by drug lords all over the opium crisis world, the two key areas in the world where there are zero laws on opium. And 3 banks that all have offices there as well as London, and they all operate in all 12 of USA's banking districts. Did you know that even the United States of America banks themselves don't even have that sway? They have to pick one of the 12 districts. Think about what USA is dealing with now with Canada. Think about it. And where Trump's saying the best and only option is Carney. That's how ridiculous of a country we are, Canadians, and why this is explosive and breaking news. So I'm going to read this to you as everyone's campaigning, but yet the 51st state can't because accountants are scared that their crown designation will get pulled. Their corporations and licensing in their respective provinces will be pulled along with their designation. A double whammy, complete bankruptcy, and of course, ending their career forevermore. That's how it works in Canada. That's what the oath of allegiance does to you if you have one of those designations. So I want everybody to see this. This is all over the news now. You can't miss it. Conservative leader Pierre Poilievre's refusal to get his security clearance. You know, the one I have, the one that I even upgraded going into Washington, D.C. for the NATO conference amongst the world's highest generals, including all of Canada's, and the leader of our military, Lieutenant General Wright. I was right there, folks. I'm in the video. You can clearly see. You can't miss my head and swirl my face. It's pretty distinctive. But anyways, so he's refused to get his security clearance and is back in the spotlight on the campaign trail following reports the Canadian Security Intelligence Service, CSIS, Canada's Central Intelligence Agency, the equivalent of USA's CIA. And in Five Eyes it is. So think how USA is dealing with this. And Donald J. Trump upped it. And everyone was mad and said, oh, why is he running down Pierre Poilievre? And even the media, this is how far ahead of Fox, CNN, stuff like that. Like, it's scary where the world is right now and where even the United States and its nativity is. Joe Rogan was quick to thrash on Trump. He's since flip-flopped, like I told you earlier. He's seen all this. Obviously, Dan Bondingo knows he's not going to say a word because he has confirmation, but they know what's going on. And, right, what did they say? They learned that India helped organize support for his leadership bid. And it's all of fentanyl corrupt India. All of it. All of it. The 90% of our immigration that doesn't come from regular India, but the Conservatives and Liberals immigration program, plus all your premiers, all of them. Think about that. All of your premiers' provincial programs that Trump is not going to tolerate anymore. No more dead Americans. Canada, you're finished. You're finished. And these people are running in the current election. Think about that. And they've been reported by our Canadian Central Intelligence Service that he's compromised. He's compromised, and they know it. It's against the law to arrest him or Trudeau or Bernier or a multitude, if not all, of the MPs, especially all those who hold PC, absolutely all of them, conservative or liberal alike. And there's even overlap here for Elizabeth May, Jagmeet Singh, and other NDP, even former Green candidates. So it doesn't really matter where we go here, folks. All of your crown parties are absolutely corrupted. And these are Indian proxies. that were involved in raising money, raising money, drug money through your 3 chartered banks. And USA's got all of it. They know which ones they are. And this is all your liberals, all your conservatives, a lot of your NDP, and a whole lot of everybody else. Maxime Bernier is nailed in this, everybody. He will never step foot in the White House. He's never going to be invited to anything to do with any president of the United States. And a lot of these folks aren't either. You're trying to vote for a guy who will be denied security clearance. Think about that. Think about that. I'm an average Canadian. Yes, I work in nuclear. Yes, I'm with the Boilermakers on an extreme energy in the Atomic Agency. It doesn't make me lead or special. Anyone who can get it can go for it if it's required of you. But when your Prime Minister would-be can't get it and doesn't want to go through this investigation, that should scare all of you. And again, Justin Trudeau's busted in this, Maxime Bernier's busted in this, and a pile of almost all your MPs who've ever held the title of Privy Council since 2010. I kid you not. I kid you not. I've already released all that a long time ago. More, I gave you this drug system and reports long ago in January, but now it's being pushed by the United States of America. Now you know why Donald J. Trump only supports one guy, and it's the only guy he could possibly support. Mark Carney, because Mark Carney was never elected before. This is his first time, whatever, appointed, elected, but he was never involved in any of this. Not yet. He would be. He would be. He certainly supports all of it. He certainly was involved in the banking system, and maybe they will find him there, but at least not in Canada. But I guarantee you they will find him through ties to the Bank of England. This is how pathetic we are. If people don't share this stuff, I can't even make it up. And remember, I was throwing this stuff out months ago, many, many months ago, and nobody likes to believe. And think about how many millions upon millions of Canadians who refuse to see what this is for what it is and are blindly going forward. Oh, he's a good guy. The guy's a drug-infested criminal running for Prime Minister. You just had a drug-infested Prime Minister. Enemies of America. That's what we are now, Canada. And I've tried hard to explain this to people. I've given so much detail, so much credible, real investigations that weren't even done by me. It's me accessing them going, hey, everybody, look at this. But, oh, he's a little guy. Who cares? He's not important. Well, it's very important today, but yet millions upon millions of the majority of Canadians don't even know what any of this means. What? Central Intelligence Agency of the United States, CIA, Homeland Security? Like, Canadians don't even realize just how bad we are in Canada now today. But you're going to learn, and you're going to see more and more of me on the media spreading our message. And it's really sad, but this is where we're at. You're going to learn the evil of your country. Get this shared out. This is news today. It's out there for anyone to read. You can't miss it. It's real. And like I said, you want to learn more? It's all on my timeline. Just 2 days ago, I bring back my old investigation that predates this one. That's even worse than this one. Although it's tied to this one, it's the other half of the equation. But now this is where you're at with the United States. This is what the United States knows of you, Canadians, and who you vote for, and what you're going to put up with. That you're right out to lunch. It's not a normal country to have reports like this, and you're voting for these kinds of people into power, or even kept them in power for 9 years, knowing they're guilty of murder, of drug trafficking, of poisoning societies, killing your allies. Really? They're participating in that, getting rich? Banks in your country are getting rich off of absolute drug dealing, money laundering, all in the proceeds of drugs. Can you imagine what the United States thinks of us? Can you imagine what Donald Trump, just like, what do you want me to do with Canada? The only thing I can do is destroy it, because that's what it needs. The people can't even wake up. That's my video. Share, share, share if you're a real one. Can't make this stuff up. It's all over the news.